Hi everyone, it's Rita. If you're new to my channel, I'm an Akashic Records reader and accessor, and I've got the Akashic Records of this beautiful piece of citrine open from Brazil. I'm really drawn to citrine. I have quite a few pieces. Some are this big and some are smaller. I really drawn to it. If you want to take a look, let me let you look at this because it is so gorgeous. And these pieces, most of the pieces I have are all from the same family that do the mining in Brazil. And my friend Lorraine, who used to own the Little Rock shop outside of Austin, Texas, sold me my first piece of citrine. This is natural citrine. If you see clusters of citrine, that's called citrine, that's yellow, that's heated amethyst. So it's not really citrine. This is a natural piece of citrine. I wanted to give you a quick film update. I've got the Akashic Records of this open. It's so beautiful. I could feel it in my body. It's so wonderful. So I'm still in Arizona. I'm not in Sedona anymore. I'm working with ASU film student who's amazing. And she's helping me edit the film that I made on energy fields and how they interact and do stuff with the elements. So I trust that film will remind you of how powerful you are and how loved and supported you are, and that you are energy that never ceases. And I hope that helps you with grief, because we don't end, and the people you love that transition their body never cease to be connected to you. And it's the connection, I believe, is through your cells, and scientists showed that in DNA. So if you want to take a look at this beautiful piece of citrine, it is telling me that citrine gives you clarity around all sorts of things that you want to be experiencing in your life. And you can call those experience manifestations. There's a lot of names for them. They call it the merchant stone because for entrepreneurs and merchants that are focused on creating affluence or sharing their projects, it helps with those things. So it's not really necessarily about money. It's really about the things we want to be creating more of in our lives. And it is said that it doesn't take on the energy of anything else. So when they talk about stones needing to be cleansed and stuff like that, that it doesn't need to. So I'm hearing right now on the planet, there's a lot of people that have a lot of angst and confusion, and that's really not the place you want to step into. You really want to step into the place of owning and experiencing the things in your life that you want to be creating and manifesting more of. So I would, personally, I would suggest turning off the news or just like not looking at the stuff that makes you feel anxious, because as we know, our news media is full of entertainment. They signed an agreement a long time ago to, and you can look that up, that they're not really news sites, they're entertainment sites. And that just releases them of a lot of liability. So keep that in mind, and keep in mind that these news organizations are owned by not a large number of people. And so there's a lot of competing things out there regarding your attention and your time and your energy. So I trust you're focusing on the things that feel really good to you. And I'm not saying stop watching the news, because if you really love watching the news and you get a lot out of it, please keep doing whatever those things are that make you feel joyful and excited about life and, you know, ready to thrive. So, yeah, so this citrine is saying even take a little snapshot of it, hold on to it, look into it, put your hands up to it, pull in the energy of it. I'll stop turning it. It's just so magnificent. Really wants to remind you of who you are, your power, your creativity, your ingenuity, your ability to thrive in any situation, and the creator aspect of you. If this is our movie and we want to create, what do we want to be creating more of? What do we want to be experiencing more of? It's telling me I need to experience strength training because it is pretty heavy. So I'm asking it, what else do we need to know? Beyond your power, that you are infinite love and infinite joy manifestors. Own that space in your families. Your families need that right now. They need that kind of love and energy and unconditional support that comes from a place of you being fully connected to who you are and owning your essence and power and love, appreciating yourself that way, enjoying yourself, stretching yourself, having fun. So citrine comes from a very pure place in the earth. It's like these beautiful synergies that have come together. And there will be, even though this is becoming harder and harder to find, there will be more and more. And there'll be more stones and crystals and things that we haven't discovered yet coming forward. The earth is abundant, and it's abundant with that love. See the earth thriving, see the oceans thriving. So I'm hearing that in any situation, you can pick things to think about that make you feel like you're on top of the world and you're thriving. When you feel like you want to be more protective of yourself, go towards the expansion of yourself. Because what you focus on and think about is what comes in more to you. So, and you really want to be focusing on your power and your creativity and your abundant love and joy that you can experience and express. It wants me to tell you a story. So the last time I was in a crystal store in Sedona, they had these little tiny crystals that you could buy. I always call them the gateway drug because they're like these little tiny ones that you buy, and then you're like, and then you want bigger and bigger crystals and stones. So, but one of them, so the box that was mostly empty was this stone, and I don't remember what it was, but it was like a protective stone, and I was like, holy craboli, you know, like people are wanting to protect themselves all the time. What is that? You know, we live in the world governed by the law of attraction. So you don't want to be thinking of protecting yourself. You want to think of expanding yourself and going for the joy and stuff. I've recently discovered Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations. And in fact, I'm going to be down in Florida for a week-long retreat with him. And I did an amazing retreat with him in Colorado for 2 days. I met really, really beautiful souls and amazing entrepreneurs who are getting how powerful they are. And his meditations do that. They're having spontaneous healings because people are owning different states of consciousness that are overriding any programming that they've picked up around limitation. Because the deal is we're regenerative. We're not degenerative. If you listen to the pharmaceutical companies, if you listen to most of your medical doctors, you'll hear that you need something in order to feel better or take this pill or do that because we're in decline. We're in decline. We're not in decline. We're regenerative. You know, we are so regenerative. My mother had kidney cancer and one of her kidneys was removed. And I was worried about that. And the doctor said, oh no, her other kidney will take on the carrying capacity of both kidneys. I mean, that's how powerful our bodies are. And they're connected to an abundant energy and source that's more than 90% of who we are. So always know that we are regenerative, that we have the ability to keep growing and expanding. And it's only through our own limitations that we allow anything different in our experience. And then when we do choose at a conscious or subconscious level to release the body, our energy does not cease. It goes on and on and on. I have some wonderful interviews in this film with Virginia Hummel. Hello, hummingbird. Oh gosh. Yeah, and she's got a great hummingbird story. I think we all have beautiful hummingbird stories, right? I'm gonna just do a thing on hummingbird stories, and everyone can submit their hummingbird stories. So anyway, we're at 10 minutes, and I don't want to take up too much of your time. I just wanted to show you this beautiful piece of citrine. It wants you to take its energy and love on yourself and manifest to your heart's content. Anything you want in your life is possible. Just feel it. The masters were sharing recently the difference between feeling states and emotions, or emotional states. And in this fifth dimension energy, which we're in or have entered into or coming into, the emotional states are even more powerful than the feeling state. Because of all the little contrasting things that happen, it's just more connected and expansive. And I'll do a little video soon on manifesting stuff. I think that, and I'll share some tools that I'm using that might be helpful for you. So anyway, blessings and love to you. I'll leave you right here with this. Just hold this here for a minute. I don't know which is the best side. It's like all my sides are the best sides.